that person is, we're going to need every cent. uh, It needs to go into an account. Like before, it used to go to church. The church should have wrote out checks to these people instead of dealing in cash. So, and then all the church had to do was say, here's where we paid $300 to this child. This is where we paid
Right.
$400 for this. This is where we bought drinks and receipts where we paid.
Gotcha.
That's all we're asking our county.
Okay.
And it's dealing with public money. I just don't think that's too heavy. I mean, because we asked the group handling the after school program, they're bringing us receipts. They're bringing us, the checks they wrote, and a lot of these checks we're writing as well.
Right.
So we're not asking anybody. We're not accusing anybody.
Okay.
We think it's a great program. We just need to, from this day forward, to have an accounting of where the money's going.
And we can do
who's-
that.
who's getting it.
We can wholeheartedly do that regardless of which situation that it is. We can do that from this day forward without any hesitation, without any problem.
Did we get a guideline on which he could, or whoever, if he's not gonna, whoever's gonna do it, have we gotta establish what we want?
Well, yeah,
Well, they sent me a letter that, you want,
Pi sent him a letter, and I did review the letter.
So
Yeah,
everybody's
she sent it.
clear on what's taking place.
but there's some things in there that's unconstitutional. I mean, nobody let people sign in every time they come to a recreational program. That's not possible, because kids come in and go and come in and go, and that was some things on there that people just don't do in after school recreational programs or summer programs or any program. Because
One thing I have to say about that, I think that's a good thing to sign in because of the facts. It makes those parents, if they were to come to you and say, well, I'm going to that, okay, then you're signed in for that place. You're signed out, because if not, they don't even really know that their children are going to that. And it's not too much to ask to have them sign in, I don't think, because it gives accountability to the child. It gives reference for the parents. And it shows the number of attendees too also, which is a good thing.
The only other thing I would say, Pastor Riley, another thing that would do is say, hey, we're putting out this much money. This is how much benefit. We're having 500 kids. We're having 30 kids. We only have 5 kids. I don't know. I'm just saying, it'd be a good accountability of saying, what you did have.
Right.
It's just, I mean, that was in there. I remember seeing, and I was just thinking it's in there strictly because, a lot of times some of these kids might be telling their parents, oh, I'm going down there, and they never show up. And, then I'd hate for them to say a town sponsored program and y'all don't know where my kid is. I don't know.
But then you putting the responsibility on me. That's not my responsibility, because if the parent let the kid leave the house, regardless of where they say they going, where they end up might be a total different story.
But that's not on you. That's on them. If that kid said he's going to that accountability, it's going to say, I'm going down there to sign into that place. And he didn't. I hope that mama gets it behind.
But what if he sign in and go out the back door?
Well, that's when he signs out, because they can come and go, but
you
missed
the question. What if he signs in and then go out the back door?
Then he's still there and he's lying. He's not showing where he's at.
But then if something happened to him, I'm responsible.
No, you're not.
And my church is liable.
No, you're not.
Yes,
I wouldn't
it
think
is.
you would be, because he would still be on your presence.
Yeah.
He's not there.
I don't agree with that. Now the other stuff in that letter, I don't have a problem. Most of it, I can't remember everything, which I got the letter there, but the signing in and that kind of stuff, I just don't agree with. But the other receipts, who's working, that I don't have a problem with that.
Y'all both touched on one thing that's very important: insurance. Are you getting any kind of insurance to protect you and your church in the event a child gets hurt or has a catastrophic injury, falls off the bleachers and breaks their neck? I'm just saying, do y'all have any kind of insurance?
My church has $100,000 liability insurance policy on anywhere we go on somebody's property other than the churches.
That's just
and matter of fact, several years ago when you all approved this, Bo Pilgrim was in the audience, and he is our agent, and he verified that.
Okay. Anybody have any other questions, Pastor Rob?
I want to make a statement. We seemingly we all agree that the program may still be viable and necessary, just that we require that it's run a certain way. And I think that at some point we come back and take another bite at the apple and lay down the rules on how the program should be. We want the program run, or whoever's sitting up here wants the program run, and then we go about it like that. As it is in its current state, our duty tonight was either to accept it as it was or to not accept it. And if you're asking for a motion until the T's are dotted, until the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, we'll stay like we said until it's done, where Pastor Riley can track children and money the way he needs to, the way this board thinks he needs to. I vote no on that as it is.
Well, the biggest thing I just stated was we gave you the list.
Yeah.
And
Well, let me say this.
and it may not be you. Maybe you can't run it like that. Maybe it's not your church.
I can
but
run it.
somebody can run it. If
I
they
can run
want.
it either way, but in lieu of this, because you asked me for something for pass, not right now.
Well, this
And
is
the only thing I wouldn't feel comfortable doing is signing kids in and out. And I just want to say this, and I want all of you all to know this. I appreciate you funding this program for the years past, but I will not be back to ask you again. And thank you so much.
so. As far as the program goes, like you said, I don't know. Tron, you mentioned you having somebody else that may want to run it, want to fund it. We want to fund it, but
Well,
again, whether
well,
The same
There may-
stipulation though will apply.
There may be a group or an entity that's already in place
right.
that may be able to go ahead and do it. It may be even partnership with the rec for extended hours
I don't know.
to get it done.
Okay, well, you saying that, the rec department have a program in the morning time.
Right.
Kids don't sign in. They go in the gym, they have recreation, they fun, they eat, they go home. There is no signing in or out.
Well, I remember when I used to go to it, we had to sign in.
No, that's never.
Years ago, we had to sign in.
I've been going to it ever since I was a little pup. We've never
Well, I
had to
was
sign
older
in.
than you, and when I was
No.
going, we had to go in that high school gym, we had to sign in.
Oh, at the high school,
And it
that's a
was-
different story. I mean, I don't know what happened
No,
at
I'm
the high
just saying,
school.
when we went into that.
I only went up there a couple of times. That's when I was much
Right,
older.
right.
But we've never had to do it at the junior high program.
They made
Which
us sign
it
in.
only was in the daytime, and then I started it, like I say, years ago. Been going on 3 decades. We've never had to sign in. We've never had that kind of accountability. And like I said, the financial accountability only started back in like 2017. And then after that, the other week, when I came here on the 12th, is the first time you all have ever asked me for receipts or in documentation. And from this point forward, if the program was in effect, I could do that.
Well,
But-
I'm
but-
agreeing in the sense that he didn't know about it, which he didn't.
Yeah, I
He
didn't.
He said he
Well,
didn't, but
we-
again,
we did
we
ask-
said he did,
I
he
will-
said he didn't. Did
You-
anybody ever find
But
that?
you asked for it 2 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Did we find?
You did ask for it 2 years.
Okay.
It's not in the minutes. So like I said,
That's what I'm
I'm
saying. Did
not
anybody
being.
search it?
So
I
wait,
appreciate it.
so
I
wait,
appreciate it.
okay, well, if you tapping out,
Well, I mean, you all just said, y'all didn't make a motion. You just all said you wasn't gonna agree with it. So
I hadn't
He
put
hadn't
on the
asked
floor
for
if there's anybody want to make a motion yet.
he hadn't asked for a motion.
I hadn't asked for a motion.
But if you remember,
Yes, I mean, I'm saying that's why I thought we were going back to look at the minutes to be sure, you know? I thought I remembered asking for that last
and
time.
I thought that was part of the process in waiting for him to bring what he needed, is for the minutes to come up too. That didn't happen.
So according to Ms. Wilson, the records that she requested, she didn't receive them. So,
So she did request those 2 years ago.
No,
No,
That's-
she, after the last meeting, she
Oh,
made
after
it.
last meeting.
I'm talking about Ms. Wilson and the minutes that stated that Alderman Probst.
I don't know about that. I don't know the outcome of that.
I can get that information tomorrow.
nobody,
You know,
she's-
nobody asked. They didn't ask.
I remember it being asked for him. I really do. I mean, I remember vividly, and it was Alderman
I
Probst that
think
asked.
I did, but
I'd
I'm not
rather-
gonna say I
look,
promise, I can't
if-
remember.
if
for
you all
sure,
wanna put
but
it on the
only way to
floor-
know is go back to the minutes.
If you all want to put it on the floor for a motion, that's fine. And if you're going to approve it or not, and I'm being from my heart, very, very sure that nobody asked, because I got every set of minutes from 2017 to 2025, and nobody asked. So I would love to continue doing the program. I would love for let somebody else do the program, but it to not die. But nobody ever asked me for anything.
Okay.
Because it's no way that you asked me and I didn't produce it when before you all made a motion on every year. The mayor said this program is going on and it's beneficial to the community.
It is a good program. I mean, it is.
And these are in the minutes, but it's never in any minutes where anybody asks for anything.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, if you all don't feel comfortable with it, I understand, and I trust me, I'm still gonna come back and ask you for something else later on in the community or whatever. The program just won't be a part of it. You know, it.
All right,
So-
and Pastor Riley, thank you for, coming, and again, thank you for your service of doing this through the years. It sounds like there's more work to be done on it, but does anybody want to make a motion tonight to approve that summer youth program as it is?
Not in its current form.
Okay. I don't hear a motion. Okay,
I'm making,
You don't have to do anything.
make a motion table.
well, it's gonna,
You don't have to do anything. It just dies.
if we table it, then we're gonna come back and we'll be here still looking for minutes.
Well, and we'll have time to do that. I
No,
mean,
that's what I'm saying. He said it's in a time frame of 2 years ago. It's in a time frame of 1st of April to the 1st of May, or March or April or May or something like that. I'm not gonna have to search a whole lot to find that,
And
what that,
And I remember vividly, Pastor, some of the other conversations, and again, I'm for the program completely. I'm for you running the program. I mean, or whoever wants to run it.
right.
All we want is accountability. And I remember somebody asking you for a list of who you were going to hire, whether it was kids in the summer program. It was asked for you directly for you to bring us who you're hiring, who's getting the money. I remember that distinctly. You don't remember you being asked distinctly to provide us who you were hiring? And I know that we
I
did that.
think we asked how many people were attending, about how many people attended the program.
Now you asked me about how many people, and I told you, sometimes there's a lot of people there, sometimes it's not. The mayor said he came down there one day and he reached out to me and he said, well, I came down there, wasn't nobody there. And I asked him what time. He came at 5, it don't open till 5:30.
Yeah.
Remember I told you that?
Yeah.
And every day it's not a lot of people, just like any other program. You got a lot of people some days, some people you don't.
Right.
Some days you don't, I'm sorry. But that accountability, as far as documentation, receipts and all of that, it was never brought up because, as I said when I first stood up, all the monies that you give are given to the employees for payment. If there's anything else, like last year when water was bought because of some reason the school water machine, they wasn't bringing water down there. I went to the store, bought some water, put it in cooler, for the kids, because I have teen, young adults, and small kids. Mine is not just for children, babies, or whatever you want to call it. So I provided that out of my own pocket. I don't have a problem with that because I've been doing it for years. But again, the signing in and out, I got a problem with that. But the other stuff that was asked, I don't have a problem with that. If I go to the store and buy something, bring you a receipt. If I go anywhere and get something and have to pay for it, bring you, I don't have a problem with any of that. But that signing in and out, you're making my church liable for something I don't feel we should be liable for.
Okay. All right, so do I hear a motion to table this until the next meeting in June?
I'd rather you either voted yes or no, and I don't want to be putting my foot in my mouth, but
I've asked for a motion to approve and I hadn't had a motion yet. So
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
I haven't had a motion. Anybody want to make a motion? I'll ask again. Okay, for lack of a motion, it's going to stay where it's at right now. So,
Yeah, well, you don't have to bring it back, but again, I appreciate it. I thank y'all for all the years that you have approved it and helped fund it. Thank you all.
Okay,
All right.
okay, Pastor.
Mayor, before we go, can we just make note for the record, Alderman Smith is now present, just
Yes,
for the
thank-
record.
I appreciate it. Thank you for reminding us. Okay, number 2 on our agenda is board discussion and vote to approve a resolution awarding to TL Construction LLC for the project of DA Big Lane Road reconstruction. Okay, I think Dustin has a few things to put up there, and Keith is here. Keith? You want to come up to the phone where people can?
So I'll pass these out anyway. This is probably the same thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think really the main discussion is really just the ultimate, right?
Right.
So in our design, the geogrid, the netting at the bottom, we're getting that one way or the other. We're also getting the rock. I guess the alternate is really the taller plastic that's in the middle, what you see right there. And that really pretty much contains the base, the rock base, the 610 base. I'll be frank with y'all, I've never used it, but DOTD, they said they used it on a project, and once they described it to me, I looked it up, and then they sent me a link to it, and the first thing I thought of was Big Lane Road. I just really think especially the part from the bridge to the airport. That's worse than the other part, for sure, but I really think it helped in the long haul for holding any reflective cracking out of the soil cement. So from this picture, this is a pretty good shot. So the bottom, in our case, is going to be soil cement. And then we'll have the geogrid, which looks like a little netting. And then we'll have the base course, which is a rock. And then there'll be 4 inches asphalt on top, which is kind of where the concrete is. So again, the alternate is the, I think it's 4 inches, the 4-inch tall geomembrane there.
Keith, one of my biggest questions, of course, it's cost on it. We're right now to it. I think it was, just off memory, 3.248. Okay, 3.250.
Yeah, I think it's about 250,000 or close to it for the alternate.
So it was that, okay, does that take into consideration, will they have to dig down into the base further to allow for that extra?
No, sir.
So it's not gonna be any extra digging or excavation
No,
of anything under that,
No.
have to move around and,
The only thing he'll have to do is you could really put that base down with a paver if you wanted to. Without that geogrid, you could just put it down like asphalt, then come back on top with other asphalt. But in this case, he's gonna have to back it in. You gotta push rocks in there. You gotta almost work it backwards. He had a pretty good price. I thought he had a pretty good price on the alternate. But again, I've never used it. It just looks like it'd be
And my only other thing that bothers me about it is we're spending nearly $300,000, and let's say in 5 years, the road is,
yeah.
who's going to say, oh, well, it didn't work? Are they going to, who's going to be responsible for there's no, especially when you're dealing with road work. We saw that what happened in Natchez with the Canal Street. There's nobody going to take responsibility for a bad job. And I'm not saying it's going to be a bad.
I get it.
I'm just saying if it doesn't work, there's not anybody going to say, okay, we're going to go to our insurance and we're going to reimburse you.
Unless it's, I know that's.
And again, I can see where it would be effective, but I also know what kind of soil and stuff we're dealing with.
And it's not good.
And for what that road is going to mean to the parish and for the region with our port and also with the other things going on, I think it would probably be worth the chance for it to be a good deal. What is any other count? Well, you're not through yet, though. Go ahead.
Well, that was pretty much it.
My understanding of this, since you said that basically everything as it is right now, it will be there. The base, the rock that you're putting there. This is just a catch, basically, to keep it
Pretty much,
there.
A container.
pretty much. And
A container.
Right,
And
you're exactly
so-
right.
It will, if it does what it's supposed to do, it's to keep the road from flattening out.
It should keep it from rutting.
But it won't
Yes.
keep it going from, like Brent said, it won't keep it from falling in them cracks that are that wide.
Well,
Right, Brent?
it will help with that, actually. Once we get it straight,
Won't have
if
much.
there is any soil cement's gonna crack some, that's all there is to it. And in this kind of dirt that we have, even though we're putting lime in it, it's still probably gonna crack some.
Keith,
This should probably manage most of those reflective cracks.
Keith, that's basically a bunch of little mini HESCO baskets that.
Yeah, exactly, that's exactly what, yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna,
Somebody else described it like that.
and we're gonna try to put it on a road that's gonna be heavily traveled.
It's heavily traveled. It will be. I'm
And
sure it will be.
Keith, I don't know if you heard what I said the last meeting,
No, I,
but at my mom's house, had no idea. I don't hear about people coming by and jacking up the house. And it didn't work, just jacked up. Well, guy you see on KMOE a lot came to mom's house and he said, Miss Smith, all they did was make it worse. And I was like, how did they make it worse? Because they dug under the corners and stuff and jacked it up and then concreted it in. Well, he said all they did was make that even heavier. Without something solid, it's gonna just sink. And the way he explained it, matter of fact, they did a house over here behind Old Pizza Hut. They had to go 80 feet, bore 80 feet till they got to solid surface.
I wouldn't doubt it.
What did the geo sample show? I mean, y'all shot it. I know you did.
Mhm. Yeah, it wasn't even included on here. He didn't, it wasn't necessarily recommended by him. I did mention it to him. I said, I'm gonna try this. He goes, man, he said, that is the stuff. But it's, it's expensive. It's a little expensive.
And I guess I'm saying with that soil, what's going to keep it from sinking? And, it seemed like.
Well, you almost can't without pilings.
Right.
We're doing soil cement, and a lot of this will help. All this is gonna help,
Yeah.
whether we use it or not, we use that or not. It's all gonna help.
Yeah, I mean, I know what it's going to look like without it. That's why I'm kind of
Oh,
wanting to kind of approve it. But
yeah.
I keep going back to what that guy told us that day, that you just, no matter what you do, unless you go 80 feet down
Mhm.
and hit gravel or something hard, it's just still going to sink.
You make it dig down 3 or 4 feet, go back with something fresh, but
Mhm.
this is from the documentation, it kind of showed this is like a 3-to-1. In other words, if you have 6 inches of base and the geomembrane, it counts for about 18 inches of base without it. It's about a 3-to-1. I thought that was somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe that's on another sheet. See, here it is. Well, it's on the second page of the one I gave you. Again, I don't work for industrial fabrics. I don't have a dog in the hunt. My first impression was that's what we need.
But we did ask a question, who's used it? Where's the proof in the pudding? Where is
Yeah.
all that? Nobody
Lay
ever
down
came up.
yards. I didn't look any of that up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
And the other thing, what Brent said, well, what'd you tell him last time? We come up
How
with
about
this.
let's work a deal and go,
Work a deal with me.
if y'all never tried it in his soil, why don't
Before it works on it.
give us a deal on it?
Oh,
And if
yeah,
it works,
yeah.
then
Right.
you
I
can
kind
use
of
it
think
as
there's a deal.
advertising.
I think we got a deal on it already.
Well, I can see where those, I'm sure those
Yeah.
ESCO baskets or
He's
grid leads
exact- that's
are locked,
exactly-
they're locked in, so they're not gonna drop, because they're locked in. So only thing that could drop would be the rocks under it. So
The base would have to
the
go.
base would have to,
Yeah, the basis.
that grid would hold those rocks, so those rocks, it ain't like they're smooth, they're gonna, slide down.
Right.
They're jagged and sticking through, I mean,
But that's what's going to
I'd say let's
happen.
go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I still think.
And we're still under the cost of what we budgeted.
And that gumbo, the first thing it's going to crack is that bottom layer. It's going then that's going to sink, and then I mean, without to me, after listening to that guy, the only way to make that is just have, I don't know how many thousand pylons under there. I know you can't do that, but I'm talking about, that's the only thing that would prevent it.
So just as is, what would be the life expectancy, even if we added what would be the life expectancy of the road with the amount of usage that it gets anyway?
I think we usually figure about 15 years before you have to do anything.
Okay.
I think this would extend that. Now, that kind of depends on what ends up happening in the industrial park.
Isn't that road 20-something years old?
I think it's more than that. I don't remember
Yeah,
working on it. I remember
They
driving
opened
for
up.
20
We've been
years.
arguing about that. We've been arguing about it more than 20 years.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah.
I had never touched it.
I want to say when I looked at it, when I first got in office, it was like 19 years in 16.
It could have been, yeah. I didn't fool with it before then.
Yeah,
I did.
Because see, the biggest
Somebody-
question was who was responsible for it.
We
Nobody
couldn't-
knew until I found original documents where the state actually put the road in, but they did a cooperative endeavor agreement with this town that after it was built and constructed, the town would take ownership of it.
Oh, okay.
Or take over maintenance of it. They didn't
Right.
say ownership of it.
That's the word. The word was maintenance.
Maintenance.
That's
Mhm.
bad. That's a bad
This
deal.
should help. It should
So
help.
anyway, any other questions? I hear a motion to approve it with the alternate in there for the grid, the work to go into the road.
I'll make that motion.
I think we had three making the motion. Who wants to take it?
I'll second it. I
All
don't
right.
care.
Alderman Probst made a motion, second by Alderman Betts. All in favor, say aye. Keith, thank you very much for the work you did on it. Thank you so much. Okay, now we're coming to the public hearing on an ordinance adopting the operating budget of revenue and expenses for the town of Vidalia, Louisiana for the fiscal year 2026-27. Of course, we got to go into a public hearing and receive any kind of public comment on our budget proposal this year. Can I hear a motion to go into public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Alderman Betts, or a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Smith. All in favor, say aye. All right, we're now in the public hearing. Is there any comments from the public? There being none,
I make that motion.
do I hear a motion? A motion made by Alderman McCoy to exit the public hearing. I hear a second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Probst. All in favor, say aye. Well, it's a lot easier than they used to be. All right, we ain't over with it. All right, now let's go into item number 4. The board discussion and vote on adopting the operating budget of revenues and expenses for the town of Vidalia, Louisiana for the fiscal year 2026-27. Now, before we get started, I would like to just say I appreciate the work that Deborah and her staff have done on preparing this budget. And, we've started meeting with department heads probably 3 months ago or more, well, probably about 3 months. And we went over and asked them to compile their wish list and of what they wanted. And Deborah worked with that. And we had meetings on it and discussed it and also just tried to project what we could expect for the year. Of course, we know fuel costs are up, insurance is up. So costs are going to be up. The dark horse in this whole thing is what the weather's going to do as far as the hydro river levels and trying to guess that. But I think we just went ahead and went with historical, what we did the previous year with what we could expect this year. I want everybody to keep in mind, this is just strictly an operating budget for us to run the town. This is not something that you're locked into, that you need to go down line item and look at and to try to dissect, because trying to do that, there's no way anybody can do that. This is basically an appropriations instrument that gives us the authority to pay bills for the town as they come due, whether it's payroll, whether it's expenses, no matter what they may be. By the alderman approving this, they gives me the authority for Deborah and them we get bills in and for me to pay those bills and to make payroll. It's basically an appropriation budget. So with that being said, but still the aldermen have the control of adding to, taking away from the budget. Now, and we can do this. Do y'all want to ask questions, or do y'all want to do what we've done in the past and go down what the aldermen have wanted? I mean, the department heads have wanted. I don't see Joey's not here, and I don't see Randy's here, and some of the other department heads.
Were they
So-
made aware to be here tonight for the meeting?
Well, they knew about the meeting.
Mayor, for the record, we make note that Alderman Gardner is now present.
Okay.
So they said they did know about the meeting? The department head?
I'm pretty sure they should have.
You said, Jay, you said yes?
Yes, they are all aware.
So does anybody, how do y'all want to do it? What would be y'all's pleasure to do it? You just go and ask questions? I'd be glad to answer any questions and look at each department, what they're asking for. That was in your statement. If you've read through your statement of Deborah's letter, it tells you what each department was wanting, or what we were doing different.
I'm ready to make a motion.
You read, Alderman Best said he'd like to go ahead and do a motion.
Yeah, and I'm pretty familiar with
Uh,
everything.
I think Mr. Lewis had something though, Mayor.
Okay, come on, Courtney.
Sorry about this. I just need to make one minor adjustment to the utility department budget. We had an issue with our excavator that we purchased a couple years ago. I think while we're ahead, I think we need to try to go a different route. Got some numbers here. On a new one, basically what I'm looking at doing is actually take the one that we do have and, turn it in, to whoever that we purchased this excavator from to, kind of offset the cost.
Who did we get it from?
DC Ag.
All right, and it's 2 years old?
Yeah.
What are the issues we're having with it?
Well, let me show you.
I mean, that's probably not a high hour machine right now. How many hours is on that machine?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But just look at those pictures. Like I say, this is normal operation. I mean, the maintenance and stuff been taken care of on it. And
So it's a maintenance issue?
no, the maintenance has been taken care of.
So I'm seeing pins worn, and that pins being worn is not being greased.
It has been greased. I can
It has
vouch
been. So
for
is
that.
it poor? Is it? What I'm
That's
asking, I'm
the
trying to get.
material.
Are we going to buy another tractor like this, or are we going to look outside the?
Outside of that, because the material, that machine, that metal that machine is made out of is not good. Because as long as I've been working for the town, we had machine that the maintenance hadn't been kept up in the past, and it doesn't do that.
Because any kind of wear, any kind of piece like this where you have metal working, if it's not greased, it's going to wear out.
But
But if you're telling me that we've got, I mean, is the operator or is the mechanic shop responsible for greasing these machines?
the operator is responsible for greasing the machine, and the only operator that actually operate that machine, he's the only one that's on that machine.
Okay, well, I know Eric takes care
Yeah,
of this stuff.
and he been taking care of that machine, and
So you would say this is basically a material defect?
yes.
Okay.
And
Now, what about, I mean,
and just
what,
even on the the hydraulic hoses, normally a hydraulic hose, it's just a simple fix. Even if you can go to Kaiser's or whatever and retrofit what you need. But with that particular machine, they don't have those parts. One part made from Germany, the other part made from Britain.
you mean the fittings?
Yes. But basically what I'm saying is, while we are ahead, before we have any major issues or whatever, which that is a major issue with the bucket falling off like that with that material, we need to, move on.
Are you looking at getting another machine from them?
No.
Okay.
Now, who actually is DCA
At the end of December day.
here?
Here go Cornell.
What's the brand on that?
That's with the LS?
They
and all that?
don't sell that brand no more either, do they?
I mean, they still sell that brand. That's the only brand I know that they sell or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that,
I mean, that's the first I've seen that, but I mean,
I definitely wouldn't be here,
so how much, I mean, what do you think?
I got a couple, of course, one,
Because we're gonna have to put out for bid.
Right. But what I'll just give you a, ideal or whatever, it ranges from 120 to 140.
But you think, Cornell, you mentioned we had some some benefit with possibly a trade-in, right?
Right, right. And I feel like that at the very least, we should be able to get at least, 50, 60 grand or whatever for what
If
we,
you can get 50 or 60 for that, you better jump on it.
I mean, I really do.
What kind of
But,
machine was that actually?
What was that brand?
Sunward, the one we have is Sunward.
Huh?
Sunward.
Sunwork. Never heard of them.
All right. Anybody have any more questions of Cornell? We have a motion on the floor from John to accept the budget as is. With this, okay. All right. All right. Well, Cornell, you done? You got anything else?
Yeah, that's the only thing I have. Like I said, I apologize.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Johnny, come on up.
Not this last rain that we had, but the rain before, the roof at the sleeping quarters of the fire station, the old station, started leaking inside the room. They had to move the bed over. We got Jake to come and look at it, him and Steven, and he said that it needs a whole new roof. He said the shingles were shot. He said it's got several soft spots in it. And he actually put a tarp up there right now to keep it from leaking anymore. But this weekend, the rain that we had, it leaked again still in there. And talked to Jay and Miss Deborah about it. And Jay said he thinks that our insurance that we have is over the whole complex, the fire department and the old police department building. So if the insurance is going to pay anything on it, it's going to wind up having to pay for getting the roof repaired on both of them because they've probably been put in at the same time.
Okay. So we don't know what that is.
Not yet.
Right.
Okay.
We'll have to get with
We have to get an
the insurance.
adjuster to
It's
look
gonna be
at it.
subject to the adjuster's estimate.
And like you said, we're limited to the
Maybe
roofer
bids.
that we could use, this license right here, unless we go outside of our area right here for it.
All right. John, would you be willing to make that subject to, we coming back to y'all and
Yep.
and putting out what that is?
Yes.
What that figure would be to take care of that issue?
Yes. We had first talked about expanding that station, and then we'd went to the option with getting it all checked out. We're getting the police department side of it remodeled and all of that, and it was real expensive. So when we're getting ready to do this roof over here, I was gonna see about extending that sleeping quarters. We needed it first because the firemen that we have, the last 6 months or less, really, we've had 4 firefighters that's quit. And we've rehired 2 back is all we've got back. As far as the sleeping quarters goes, it's accommodated right now for that size it is, but we don't have a weight room anymore. The old green building that they used to teach in was in the back of the lot there, and that's what we had the weight room in, and we had a little classroom we had in there. We don't necessarily need the classroom because we have one at the new station here. And maybe I think we talked about being cheaper to be able to just put like another smaller building out back again just for a weight room.
Don't y'all have a weight room down here too?
We got one down here, yeah.
I mean, how, I mean, what kind of cost would that be?
The building and the weights in it, they got their weights and stuff, and where they've got them at down there is in the old bay area that's sitting outside. It don't have any air conditioning, it don't have any heat in it. It's just in the bay area itself. It's not much light in it, and there's no heating and no cooling in it. So the main thing would be like just the building, and we put our electricity in it and put the weights that they've already got in there.
We can table that.
Mhm.
We can talk about that later.
Okay.
I don't.
But the roof is the
I
main
don't want 'em getting rained
deal.
on. I don't want them getting rained on, but the extension, the addition to it.
Okay.
Because we got issues in this building, and I might not want to put that on.
Johnny, what we'll do, we'll take a look. We're not saying we're not gonna do it. I mean,
That's fine.
let's get some, you hadn't got any preliminary cost on it, have you?
No, I
I
mean, the
mean-
roofing cost was the main thing that we were
Right.
checking for.
Well, we'll want to put that out for bid after we see what the estimate is from the adjuster.
Okay,
That's
sounds good.
what we're doing that, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny.
Did I just hear that the same insurance company insures all 3
Everything,
buildings?
yeah.
Travelers.
Okay.
Everything.
And
So Mayor, right now, the revisions, the utility department and the revisions on the, for the roof on the fire department, and that's it.
That's correct.
Okay.
we still got a motion though.
Okay, motion made. Do I hear a second?
I said,
Second by Alderman McCoy. Any more discussion? Okay, we're gonna do a roll call vote, if we could, on the approving of the 26-27 budget.
Motion offered by Alderman Betts and seconded by Alderman McCoy to adopt the operating budget of revenues and expenses for the town of Vidalia, Louisiana for the fiscal year 2026, 2027 with proposed revisions for the utility department and the roof for the fire department. Alderman Betts,
Yes.
Alderman Gardner,
Yeah.
Alderman McCoy,
yes.
Alderman Probst.
Yes.
Alderman Smith.
Yes.
The motion passes.
All right, thank you, guys. I hear a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Motion made by Alderman McCoy, second by Alderman Probst. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned. Thank y'all.